question because I can't lie and say, yes, I'm a genius. And it looks like, okay, you must be so smart, you know, teach Chicago. I'm not gonna say yes. But I also not in a position to blow my cover here and be like, no, I'm really a rule exception and I'm scraping by. And any day now they're gonna come knock on my door and be like, you should leave. So I usually just bring the rest of the school down with me and I say, no, actually the whole genius thing is completely a myth. We're not very smart here at all. None of us are. But I think the school is actually a little bit on to me because I went up to handshake the job search site the other day. It was a big day. And there's a suggested job section based on your skills and your major and your interests. So I open it up and the suggested job search part comes up and there's just one. There's just one job for me, and that is squire at medieval times. Which, if you guys don't know what medieval times is, it's where I had my 11th birthday party. It's a fake jousting competition, and you just sort of sit and eat burgers and watch fake knights joust. And the word-for-word description of my duties as a squire was, the squire assists the knights by handing out and picking up weapons, cleaning up debris and horse manure, and bringing horses in and out of the arena. No, but you guys should come down to medieval times this holiday season or I'm getting fired. I should have started as a squire, so that would suck. Does anyone here watch prank shows or prank shows? Yeah. But, so they're all kind of the same, and the cops in the shows are always going to the suspect's house and raiding it, even though clearly they're not going to be there. We still have to sit through 10 minutes of kicking down the doors and being and it's clear, it's always clear, guys, because we have 45 minutes left of the show. And I also feel like the suspect has always just made a pot of coffee before they flee for their lives. And they've unplugged it so that the cops can feel the temperature of the coffee pot and be like, I don't know, it's still kind of warm. He's probably gotten to, let's say, Mulberry Street. Oh, wait a minute. He's got a paella in the oven. It's almost done. I think he's, 14 minutes out? Call Garcia, I think I know where he's going. But okay, they find him. And there's also, when they find the suspect on the street, the way they announce themselves, he could be any distance away, but they'll be like, hey! Federal agents! And he's 30 blocks ahead of you and has a lot of time to get away. And there's also the banter they have when they're approaching the serial killer's home that they've spent years tracking. They're not quiet or focused in any way. They're having a very loud, sort of obnoxious chat, hey, you and Susan figure out who's gonna watch the kids when we go on a fishing trip? No, don't even get me started with Susan. She's a real pain in my nuts. Hey, Gabriella is no walk in the park, okay? She tells me now I can't have my glass of half and half of dinner anymore. She's gonna get fat. I said, hey, it's not like you're looking at me sexually anymore, but you can't like that. Serial killers heard this very personal conversation and fucking not true. But the best part of all is when they ask the lab technician, who does the murder weapon belong to? And they can't just be like, Joe Smith, hurry, go. They have to tell you the ways that they realized it was Joe Smith. So she'll be like, well, I found traces of nutmeg on the trigger. So then I thought to myself, of these suspects, there's only one that doesn't like muffins. But I'm gonna keep him in the running because he has this sort of really cool scar going down the side of his face. I want him on the board. Back to square one. And I thought to myself, I'm gonna look a little more into the nutmeg. And what did I find? This particular nutmeg can only be found in Madagascar. So then I thought to myself, of these suspects, who's been to Madagascar recently? Simple. So I look, and they had literally all just been to Madagascar. So that was a dead end. And then I thought to myself, wait a gosh darn second. The perp we're looking for wrote, I hate my stepdad at the scene of the murder. So we're looking for somebody with a stepdad. And so I thought, which one of our suspects has a stepdad? And they all do. So back to square one, that was a dead end. But then I realized, hold on. Wait a gosh darn sec. Stop. Look. Listen. Take a walk. Think. Pay the bills. And wait a gosh darn sec. Of our suspects, there's only one guy who isn't actively allergic to nutmeg. And this fellow, of which I'm speaking, goes by the beautiful name of Joe Smith. And by the time they've gone through this list, Joe Smith has brewed his pot of coffee on that day. The scene of the crime. So our next comic is 0.5% Korean and 99.5% funny. Please welcome Regina Webb.
Hello, hi guys, I'm Regina. Back in the green room, my friend was telling me that she read this story online that said that scientists have proven that eating cheese has the same effect on your brain as having sex or doing cocaine. And I thought that was so interesting because when I eat cheese, my brain's like, shit your pants. So yeah, that's accurate for both. For all three of those. I'm so excited to be here back in Chicago. I was abroad in the spring. I was in Spain. Wow. I know. It was very exciting. Like the people were great, the culture was great, and the Spanish men were so hot. They were so hot, and on top of that, they spoke Spanish, which I think is really sexy. And they could literally say anything to me because if they talk fast enough, I will not understand. And so I would just be talking to them, be like, oh my gosh, yes, keep going, keep talking to me. And it made me think, why doesn't anyone ask me to speak Mandarin to them? Is Chinese just not a sexy language? And I kind of get it because it's a tonal language, so it kind of sounds like the imagery of the language is like if someone was taking a knife and just was waving it around and running around. It's really aggressive. But I was just thinking if someone were to ask me to talk dirty to them in Chinese, I would literally be like, oh, okay, what am I gonna say? Ooh, 奶奶，你今天做什么？ And that means, hey, Grandma, what did you do today? The only person I speak Chinese to is my grandma. So, yeah, I have a really limited vocab. And I was thinking, what are other things I can say? And I have such a limited vocab. I speak a lot of, Chinglish. And it would, okay, so just everyone here, imagine you're having sex with me. Okay? Take a second. Cool. Now imagine you just asked me to dirty talk with you in Chinese. I would probably, my mind would be like, oh God, I want to say, hey baby, but I don't know how to say the word baby. So I would be like, hey, 男孩子. And that means hello, male child. And then I would be like,你要 fuck 吗? That means you want to fuck. And then I'd be like, 真的，你的 penis 很大，很漂亮. Which means, oh my God, your penis is so big and you're beautiful. I don't have a large I was a really late bloomer. I didn't learn about sex, like that, what happens during sex, until I was like 11 or 12. Before that, I just thought, you have sex, and then there's a baby, you get into bed naked, no touching, nothing, then you're pregnant. But then, when I was 12, I was really into fan fiction. Yeah, and so I was like, I started with the really PG stuff, and I was like, it was like, Harry Potter Goes to Disneyland or something. Or like the Draco Apple ones, Apple fans out there. It's Draco Malfoy and an apple, like in a relationship. I was really into fanfiction. Okay, but like then I came across this story that went a little something like this. And then Edward laid Bella down on a bed of roses, and then he inserted his penis into her vagina. And like, if you do not know that sometimes sex involves putting a penis in a vagina, you're like, holy shit, that's the most horrifying thing I've ever heard in my whole life. Like, what kind of deep, dark fan fiction was this? But then I had to keep digging, so I read a lot of erotic fan fiction. And there's a lot, but fan fiction is like mostly written by preteens who like never had sex, so there's a wide range of erotic fan fiction. So on one hand, you have people who like, they don't really know what's going on, they use really vague language, and they have no idea, like logistically, what needs to happen. So it's like, and then McGonagall broke into Dumbledore's office, and he entered her. What? Were you just always naked? But then on the other side, you have people, they know what sex is and they didn't want to tell you. But they've never done it before, so it's very clinical. And he took her clothes off and he inserted his erect penis into her fully lubricated vagina. And he ejaculated immediately. And that was the best sex Mr. Krabs and Miss Frizzle have ever had. Thank you, everyone.
Awesome. My introduction to what sex was an accident on Omegle when I was like 9. Deeply disturbing. I watched a man cut a ball off. Our next comedian is Audrey from Cincinnati. She's lactose intolerant, and that's all I have to say. That's all I know. So here she comes.
Hey everybody, my name is Audrey. I know I look like one of those girls who makes homemade granola and collects pins for her backpack. That's just because I do both of those things. So I moved off campus this year into an apartment. Shelter, yes. I love a good roof over the head. And so I'm living with my best friends. My best friends are my roommates are my best friends. I like to just mix a little bit of church and state sometimes just to keep things interesting. No, my roommates are great though. A couple of them are here tonight, so we're not going to talk too much about them. No, they're great though. I don't know a lot about the people who live in our building. I've heard that the people below us are part of some sort of like frat situation, and then the people above us are like a baseball sports entity. We're just surrounded by testosterone, like all around us, all the time. Like I said, I don't know much about our neighbors, but my mom told me when she helped me move in, she said that she saw, quote, cute boys in the lobby. But that really does not give me any information because my mom's version of cute is just like any boy under 25 with a pulse. And besides that, I have seen one of them out in the hall. A couple nights ago, I went upstairs to tell our neighbors to please quiet down their music, because I'm fun. And our neighbor emerged from like this pounding apartment wearing a face mask that was definitely from Sephora. So I just kind of looked at him and I was like, you and me, not as different as we thought. And I can just see it now, like frat boys, they're just like us. Market research by Audrey Thompson. Watch out, it's coming to the STEM co-op. Since I moved off campus though, a lot of my friends have been giving me like housewarming presents, like little plants and things like that. In theory, sounds super good, right? The problem is that I forget to put on deodorant most mornings, and like I'm expected to sustain this life form. And it's these fancy plants, and they require a lot of maintenance. I would much rather just get like a regular succulent. Like they look good on Instagram, first of all, and second of all, I can just like feed them with my tears. Like so low maintenance, like this much water per day. Not even, really, once a week. But really, if you want to get me a housewarming present, I don't want a plant. I want what we all want. I just want a subscription to the New Yorker magazine. Not because I want to read the New Yorker magazine. Like, if you gave it to me, I would read it. But really, I just want the tote, right? We all just want the tote. Like, give me the gift of social mobility. And we'll be fine after that. Just some social currency. It's super interesting to see how we all fare in the apartment without our parents or a meal plan. The other night, I walked into the kitchen where my roommate had made himself dinner. It was just a bowl of Halloween candy from 2015. I like vintage, but like not what I had in mind. A bowl of Cocoa Puffs with chocolate milk seems redundant. And then of course, like what we all need to balance out a good meal, just a plate of vegan fish sticks. Now, surviving? Yes. Thriving? Harder to say. Harder to say on that front. It's interesting to see how we communicate in the apartment. Our verbal communication is like exceptionally bad. A couple weeks ago, my roommate told me that she was placing an Amazon order and asked me if I wanted anything. And I said, oh, can you please get me something that I can clean the shower with? Because I'm fun. And she said, oh, no problem. So a week later, the package arrives. I know what you're thinking. No, Alia doesn't have Prime. And she said to me, she said, oh, the package is in the bathroom. And I'm like, really excited. So I run to the bathroom. Feels like Christmas morning. Just kidding, I'm Jewish. I don't know what that feels like. If I'm being completely honest, it was more of a sprint. So I sprinted to the bathroom, opened up the package. I was expecting something like long, I could reach all the nooks and crannies. What I found in the box was just like an extra large toothbrush. Something you might use to clean like the mouth of a horse. Not what I expected originally. I don't know if any of you have ever been like really disappointed by a present or like a package. This wasn't my first rodeo. I've been in this situation before. A couple years ago, my mom gave my sisters and me like huge boxes one night for Hanukkah. And we were so excited, but my mom, being as fun as she is, decided to tell us that the way we were going to start doing our own laundry was by giving us huge-ass laundry baskets. I kind of forgive her though, like it was the last night of Hanukkah, like 8 nights is kind of a lot. But I definitely get my fun side from her, no doubt about that. While our verbal communication seems to have some issues, I will say that our nonverbal communication is really, really good. Not trying to brag, but since moving to the apartment, I've become super skilled at sending passive-aggressive texts followed by nondescript emojis. Just a little something like, who left their fucking hair in the drain? Salsa woman. Or, there's a man in our living room who left the door unlocked last night. Really hard. We like to mix it up. No, living off campus is fun, I will say. They try, my friends, to like, they take me to go out. They're like, come outside, we haven't seen day night. No. They try to get me to go to frat parties, and I don't do so well at frat parties. I told you I made homemade granola, like nobody seems to be really shocked in light of this new information. I don't do well at frat parties, they're really dark, and loud and people are constantly pushing. Like, I swear to God, once it strikes midnight, every drunken frat bro thinks that they're Moses and we're all just the Red Sea. You know, just like, move, bitch, I gotta tell DJ Derek to play Drake again. Replay. No. But I think that the real reason that I don't do so well at frat parties is because my expectations are just way too high. See, I had a bat mitzvah, so I know what a good time is. Thank you.
Last but not least, ma'am, is Xavier Phillips. He's from Tennessee and once accidentally spelled his name with an X. It's spelled with a Z, but he forgot. Congratulations.
Xavier with a Z. Super excited to be here. Happy belated Halloween to everybody. Especially the white girls out there. White girls love themselves some Halloween. That's right. Yes, you do. Oh my god. No, you're stupid. Oh my god. I love you. No, white girls like love. I'm always like impressed by like how little effort they put into costumes, but like at the same time, like how much effort they put into it. Like it's like. Basically, one time this girl texted me and she was like, hey, do you have a button-up I could borrow? I was like, yeah, sure. Why? And she was like, well, I'm thinking of dressing as risky business for Halloween. I was like, okay, like that's such a simple idea. And I thought about it and I was like, wait, it's July. Why are you already preparing your Halloween costume? You put so much into it. White girls love Halloween. But there's something that white girls love more than Halloween. And that's listening to Christmas music the day after Halloween. Am I right? Yes! Oh my God! Yeah, your mouth is watering at the thought of it. I love that stuff. Oh my god. But you know what white girls love even more than listening to Christmas music the day after Halloween? Telling you they're listening to Christmas music the day after Halloween. Oh my god, stop. Oh my god. Hot and bothered by it. Oh my god. It's incredible. Like Snapchat on November 1st is just like, that's all it is. It's like Halloween was yesterday. Is it too early to listen to Christmas music yet? Sorry, Thanksgiving. It's Christmas time. Yesterday I was a cat, but today I'm listening to Jingle Bells. Hashtag quirky. Like, oh my god. Stop. My favorite thing to do on Halloween is actually to not dress up at all and just see what people guess I'm dressed as. It's a fun game. I will wear like this and people will be like, Corbin Blue. They'll be like, that's a really good Eric Andre costume. Thanks, I put it on. And they're like, wait a second, are you Zero from Holes? Yeah, this is me dressed as Hector Zeroni from the film Holes. I like Halloween, but it's not like my favorite, and I think it's because like I get scared really easily. And I think that's because I was like pretty sheltered as a child. People were scared when I was coming to Chicago, because they were like, oh my god, Chirac, kill it all? They were shocked. I remember I tweeted out, I was like, just got a new Chicago, super hype about it, hashtag quirky. And someone tweeted back, and they were like, oh my god, I love Chicago, congratulations, just hope you don't freeze to death, or all caps, get shot in the face! I was like, first of all, Grandma, why do you have a Twitter? Delete it. It's not for you. No, especially because that's not really been my experience. The worst part of my experience in Chicago has been woke white people drooling in my face and explaining to me how if you don't recycle, maybe you're racist. What does that mean? It's ridiculous. I honestly am not really a fan of the whole concept of woke, and I think it's because it's such a self-prescribed thing. People are like, dude, I'm so woke, it's freaking crazy. Yeah, it reminds me of when kids in school would give themselves nicknames. It's it's never is going to happen. No, Troy, no one's gonna call you the Chad. It's not gonna happen. For a few reasons. One, you made it up and gave it to yourself. Two, no one's gonna call you the Chag, because it sounds like the slang term for a butt disease, Troy. He's a Chag. It happened so much. She's like, no, Bob, no one's gonna call you the Juggernaut. Like, no, Joey, no one's gonna call you Mr. Cheese. No, Xavier, no one's gonna call you their friend. Just jokes, guys. It's chill. It's chill. No, but for real, I was pretty sheltered as a child. Like, I'll give another example. For the majority of my life, the main frame of reference I had for what gangs were and did was from West Side Story. You know, the musical. So I thought like gang activity was like skipping school and dancing in the park with your friends. Like, that sounds incredible. Who wouldn't want to join that? Like, join a gang. I'm like, I don't have any resumes to print out, but I have prepared a monologue from The King and I. It's crazy. Love me some gangs. Love me some West Side Story. Like, I for real thought like this was like the Crip Walk. I was like, oh, this is nice. I love it. It was great. Like, one time I was like, look, Mommy, a real gang. She's like, that's an a cappella group. So
Thank you guys so much. Thank you all our awesome pre-glowers. And now the 32nd generation of Off Campus will be doing a sketch show for you called Brokeback Mountain, a scoliosis story. Thank you guys so much.